Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to my very messy desk. This is Martyna and today I thought we could make another no digitals project. So I have received the most amazing happy mail from my dear friend Sandy, and you guys, I have never known such generosity and such kindness before I joined YouTube and Instagram and creative community. I am blown away and I am overflown with gratitude, and so I want to make something for her, and I have something in mind. This is going to be a surprise, but I also thought we could make a happy mail folio full of pockets and tuck spots, and then we would fill it with ephemera, and all of this would be done without any digital, so we would be using what we already have. And I'm going to share with you her happy mail probably over the weekend, because you guys, she sent me the most beautiful box, and she actually sent me some Edith Holden books that I have never seen before. I didn't know it was possible, but oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, she actually sent me some Edith Holden books I just didn't know existed. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this. And for today's project, I am going to be making a ephemera folio, and the base of it is going to be a book page, so I will talk to you about it in a second. And the other things that I have here are just some envelopes. I have a window envelope that I tea stained, and just a plain CD envelope, CD sleeve. I have book pages of various fonts and languages. I have some music paper, so more, as you can see, more different book pages here. I also have tons of scraps of scrapbooking paper that I have left from making my ephemera holders that I showed you guys a sneak peek of yesterday, and they are coming to my Etsy shop and to the channel here. I will do a flip through first very soon. And I also have this little Edith Holden book that I used in the first project, because I thought she sent me so many Edith Holden books that I thought it would just be appropriate if I made her an Edith Holden themed gift, or like a folio and ephemera. And I'm going to be using the small one because the illustrations are obviously smaller than in the full-size book, so they are going to be perfect to add to our pockets and to ephemera and stuff like that. So I'm very excited. So let me show you guys the base. So I chose this gorgeous book page, and one of the sides of my book page is just so beautiful and decorated, and I would not like to cover it up. And the other one is, well, the photos are beautiful, but I would have no issue with covering them up. So this is going to be the back, and I'm not going to do anything with this. And this is going to be the front, which will be covered in all the different pockets and tuck spots and flip outs, because some of those pockets I would like to make as flip outs. And yeah, so I'm super excited. So grab yourself a book page or a piece of scrapbooking paper or anything like that, something you like one side of and something you don't mind covering the back of. And also, because I don't want it to be bigger than like a standard size envelope, so that you guys can use it as a happy mail folio or to send it to your pen pals. Sorry guys, I'm just going to twist my camera a little bit because I think it's crooked. Yeah, so I'm just going to measure it, and I'm going to probably, this, the width is okay, but how tall it is, I think it's too tall a little bit, so I think I'm going to go for 20.5 centimeters, which will be about for me it will be about 8 inches tall. So let me quickly just trim it. And let me see, where can I trim? Maybe this side, because I want the text here to stay. So 20 and a half. So just a tiny bit that I'm going to snip off. And I'm also going to cut here to just clean this edge, because I tore it out of book. Yeah, and here is our base for our ephemera folio. So what I'm thinking we're going to start with is decorating those. They are going to be somewhere on top, like maybe like this and like this, and they are going to flip or fold out. And then there will be some more pockets here. So maybe this one would be, what is this? Vertical. And then this one will be just the way it is. So let's see if we can find some pretty illustrations. Well, of course we can find some pretty illustrations in my Edith Holden book. And I am very tempted to use either this or the one with the poppies. I love it so much, but maybe this, and maybe I would actually like go for both of these pages. So this would be here and this would be here, and then we have some text. It's in German, but I think it's okay because it looks very, very pretty, and it's a poem. So it's nice, even though I don't understand it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a technique that I really, really like, and it is die cutting. Let me show you guys. Die cutting with a die. So I have one for this and one for this, a piece of a page, and I will glue some of the page on top and the die cut piece inside. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So here I'm just going to kind of try to measure where I want to put it, and let me take just a piece of washi tape to attach my die to the page. So I cut here, and I'm just eyeballing it, as you can see, not measuring it, but I think that's okay. And here, let's say I want it somewhere here. So this is, or maybe I would like it further down, so I have this illustration in the window. So I'm going to do the same thing, just use a little bit of washi tape, if I can find the ending of this. Okay, I'm using this particular washi because it's sticky but not too sticky, so maybe it won't tear my page when I take it off. Now I'm going to take it to my die cut machine. So I'm leaving this piece in the video. I usually do it off camera, but I had a request from one of my viewers some time ago to show you guys exactly how I cut the circle and the rectangle and what I do with it next. So here is what I'm going to do. Just go through my machine with this, and I hope it worked because my my plates are so bent right now. This Sizzix machine has been, you know, it was an investment. It wasn't cheap, but it was one of the best purchases, I would say, that I made for my creative work, because I use it a lot. I love it, and there's so many things that you can do with this. Okay, and this one is done as well. Let me remove my machine now. And so now we can actually use the pieces that we have. So I'm going to remove this very carefully so I don't tear the page. And what I like to do before I glue anything down, I like to add some inking to the inside of the window and also to my die cut piece, because this way it will make them stand out. And oops. And I also like the look, you know, of the inking. Like, it makes it look older, a little bit grungier, but not too much. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. So I was so stunned with this happy mail that Sandy sent me, and I honestly cried. I mean, I was so happy and so grateful that I cried. It seems to be my go-to response to emotional moments. But I was just so happy and thankful, and I want to do something nice for her. I have something in mind, something that immediately came to my mind when I was thinking of what I want to send her. And then I think this will be a fun project to make. And also for those of you guys who send happy mails to others and who maybe have pen pals, I think it's going to be a really nice project as well. Okay, and for the outside pieces, so these two, I'm going to use my gold wax. This is gold pasta from Renaissance, which is a Polish company, but any gold wax, gilding wax, gold paste, even gold texture paste will do. I used to use Inca Gold and I loved it. I just ran out and then I couldn't find it anymore, and I found this, so I'm now using this. But the Inca Gold worked perfectly, and I loved the color as well of Inca Gold. So gold texture paste, gold wax, gilding wax, something like that. Okay. And here as well, this will make everything stand out even more than just the inking. But of course this is absolutely optional, so if you like the effect, then go ahead and gild, you know, the edges here, and if you don't, then just skip this step. Okay, I'm just trying to clean here a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm making sure this is the right size, the right way up. If you've watched yesterday's video, then you know that I make those mistakes where I am gluing things upside down, and that's okay. There are some easy ways to fix it. So now here I am using my glue stick, and it's a good quality glue stick, and if you don't have one, if your glue stick doesn't work very well, then I would suggest perhaps using a different adhesive. And also you can of course stitch around your... Sorry guys, I have a bit of gold under here. I just want to clean it. Okay, so we have this. And we can now cut off the excess, and then we are going to glue the inside part. Okay, and to make it easier, because of course you can, oops, how crooked this is. See, this window is totally not in the front, but I think that's okay because we can add something here to balance it. So I think it looks really nice. So you can of course try to glue your inside piece like this, but to make it easier, I'm actually going to cut my envelope open, because I also want to most probably stitch with my sewing machine around it. So I'm just cutting a tiny bit on one side and on the bottom here to cut it open. Just a little bit more here. Okay, so we now have it open, and it's now going to be quite simple to to glue this piece inside and to position it. So you can go for like a crooked look, which I've done in the past, or you can try to reflect the exact way the image has been positioned. It's a bit more tricky because of course, oh, I think it was like that. You have to be quite precise, but it looks really nice, so I think it's worth it spending a little bit more time trying to position it. So this time I'm using wet glue, because wet glue will allow me more time to move this image before it's actually stuck down. So I can position it like this and then press and glue. And also I don't yet know where I want my pocket or actual pocket to be, and so normally it would be here, but I don't think it's going to be very comfortable, so I actually may leave this open. Okay, so let's put it aside and we will decorate it further in a moment. Now let's go ahead and glue this piece down, and here probably I'm going to do the same thing with cutting this envelope open and then gluing it again the way I want it, the way, you know, where I want my pocket to be. So this will be something like this. I'm going to make it even-ish. That's fine. Okay, and then let's cut around and we will see where we can cut it open. Definitely here, so I'm already going to cut a little bit more than my image. Oh, this is so gorgeous. And So this is going to be like that. So again, I'm probably going to have a pocket here, so it doesn't matter which side I'm going to open now. I will glue it back when I'm done on this piece. I don't need at all. Okay. So where is my rectangle? Let's see how it's supposed to be positioned. Something like this. I hope you guys can see. And again, I'm going to use wet glue just to have a bit more time to play around with it and make sure it's straight. So it's going to be probably somewhere here. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Definitely doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm trying to be as precise as possible. As you can see, wet glue allows me to move it around and make sure it's where I want it to be. Alrighty, and so we have our second base of our pocket done. I really like it. Okay, so these tiny scraps I'm going to get rid of. And now what can we do? So I was thinking, how about I use some fussy cut flowers, some fussy cut flowers for this one, to just decorate them a little bit more. So here's my box of flowers that are not digitals, they are cut out from nature books. And I don't want to cover too much, because of course that's not it's not why I used Edith Holden book, you know, to cover too much, but something that just would complement the image from Edith Holden and just make it a bit more interesting. Let me see if I have something else that's pink. This. I need to spend some time die cutting some flowers. I have this set or even two sets of Tim Holtz. Maybe this flower would look nice here actually. It's quite delicate. Okay, you guys, let me maybe fussy cut it. So yeah, so I have these two sets of die cuts from Tim Holtz. They are his wildflower dies, not die cuts, dies, metal dies. And what I like to do, if you've probably seen it, if you've watched some of my videos from a few weeks ago, I like to use them with craft cardstock. And then those craft wildflowers, they look so nice as like a piece of the background. So with these flowers in the background behind them, I would just use a wildflower cut from craft cardstock, and I just really like how it looks. So this will probably not be a one video project, especially that I'm planning to also make a non-digital ephemera to fill this with, and I would like to share it with you guys. So I will probably film more parts and we'll continue working on it. And I told you guys yesterday that we would start working on spring journals, but I'm actually still making some changes to my spring digital kit that I wanted to work with when we make the spring journals. So it's still not, I don't feel it's done. That's why I think I want to make this project first, polish the kit a little bit, make sure it's exactly how I want it to be, and then start working on the spring journals. And yeah, I actually received in this happy mail from Sandy, in addition to all the wonderful Edith Holden books, she also gifted me some other books. And do you guys remember my junk journals, spring junk journals from last year? I used this absolutely stunning book from Mary Wooden, and it's called Watercolor, A Year in Watercolor, something like this. And it's all about nature and garden, and it's beautiful watercolor illustrations and beautiful font. And so I made a whole journal collection using pages from this very book. And this time I was actually thinking maybe I will use the same book to add to my journals. It's a stunning book, and it's technically not all spring. There is some, it's like a diary, you know, it's a year in watercolor, so there are some autumn, some fall images as well as winter, but not so much. I feel like the majority is like spring and summer, which both in my eyes work for spring, because they are just gorgeous flowers and gardening images. And yeah, so I'm thinking of pairing the kit with my spring garden kit that I am creating right now, with the book pages that Sandy sent me from the book that Sandy sent me, and making journals. And I'm probably going to make about 6 of those, and they are going to be a soft cover this time, but very chunky. So soft cover, but probably at least 3 signatures each. And yeah, and I'm thinking of making 6 of them. I've ordered some gorgeous stuff from Etsy, which I will share with you guys when we start this project and we make the covers. And I think they are going to be really nice, really like unique, especially for me, for my style. Okay, I love it. I love it. Sorry it took so long. It was a complicated flower to cut out. I hope you guys weren't too bored. Okay, so now I don't think I'm going to ink around them. Let me just see, do I maybe have some of those die cut flowers left? But I don't think so. I have some, but not from the craft, not from the craft paper. But I also have some of these that I cut from like a different project, but no, the color doesn't really work. Okay, never mind. Let's go what we have. I actually have another idea how to decorate those, so we will see about that in a sec. First, let me put these scissors away, and I'm going to take a little bit of my vintage or antique, I think it's even antique music paper, and add it behind my flowers for some interest. Yeah, so this, and maybe a piece like this, so that's nice. And I could also add a little bit of this French book page, because it has a really pretty dark vintage color. So just a piece of this here and here somewhere as well. And I like how it picks from behind the flower that we cut. Now, where's my wet glue? Or not wet glue. I need my glue stick for those vintage book pages because they are so thin and the wet glue sips right through them, which doesn't look very attractive, to be honest. So these pieces I am actually inking to make them pop a little bit from the background. And now I'm going to use the glue stick, like I said, and attach them maybe this way, so the music notes are a bit more visible. And this. And the same thing here. And I'm also thinking of using a little bit of washi tape. It's a good project, a non-digital project. It's a good one to use up some washi tape because I don't know about you guys, but I keep getting new rolls of washi because they are so pretty, so beautiful, but I very rarely actually use it in my projects. I mean, I use it in my personal journals. So I have my junk journal, of course, and then I also have a creative daily journal where it's more like my creative outlet where I journal about every day, just a little snippet of the day, and I use a lot of stickers and washi tape, and I draw or paint. So, well, I'm not a talented drawer or painter, but I try, you know, and I'm enjoying it immensely. So that's where I use washi tape, but I rarely use it on my craft projects, which is a bummer because I really do have some gorgeous rolls, and I especially love those Maggie Holmes flourish washi tapes that Sue, my dear friend Sue, sent me. I haven't been able to find any Maggie Holmes washi tape in Poland. It's not readily available here, so I was so excited to receive some of her washi tape. I love everything Maggie Holmes designs, I honestly do. I think my favorite collection is Willow Lane, and a very, very close second is the Flourish. The Flourish collection just has stunning flowers and plants, and the Willow Lane is more like vintage looking pastel illustrations, I would say. Really, really pretty, both of them, all of them really, all of her collections. Okay, so I'm just thinking around my envelopes here to add a little bit more definition to those edges and to kind of make them look more finished, because here they just look like a book page cut randomly in the middle, but when we ink around them they actually start looking more finished, like it was supposed to be like this. The cut was supposed to go through this exact place on the page. I love it. I think we need a bit more glue on this little guy here. Now, how about this washi tape? So I should have, I have some Maggie Holmes washi tape, and I received it in rolls. I just used a sheet of plastic to use them this way because it's easier for me using them this way. So let me see, how about I use just a little strip here, and then maybe just two more strips here and there. As the golden collage rule says, a 3 is a good number for any collage. And then I will take this and another piece here maybe, or where could I have it? Up there. Yeah, maybe here. Okay, so we have this. Do we want anything else? Probably some gold splatters. I think they would add a nice touch. I'm just wondering if I would like my gold leaf trim, and I think we all know the answer to that. It's going to be yes. I just need to locate it on my desk because this space looks like it really wants some of this gold here, and we will find a nice spot for it on the other pocket too. So I hope you guys are not getting bored of me using this gold leaf trim, because, well, I'm definitely not getting bored of it yet. I just love how quick it is. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I actually want it higher up. Yeah, I think I prefer it here. And this is going to dry quickly, and maybe down here. So I love how quick it is and how much it adds, how much like shine and prettiness it adds with just a little piece of it. And it also, if you get it on AliExpress, which is the Chinese site, it's also very affordable, very affordable. Okay, you guys, I think we are almost done with this. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to stitch around both of my pockets, making sure that I have them open so that I don't stitch them close, and then we will add some gold splashes. You guys, I found a perfect touch, finishing touch to those pockets. I think these flowers, those are like paper flowers, look so cute here. What do you think, guys? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's too much? For me, I just want this this whole project to scream spring and flowers and blooming and everything. So I think it's gorgeous, and I like the teal even, or this very like light mint or turquoise. I use those flowers, let me show you, on my ephemera holders as well. Again, not available yet, but will be soon in my Etsy, and I will notify you guys. But yeah, I have just a few left, and I thought, how about I use them here? How about I use them? Yeah, I think so. I think I love it. I'm just wondering, maybe I will actually change the yellow one, or no, I think the yellow one is okay here. All right, so I have my hot glue heating up. I'm going to attach them with my hot glue gun. But before that, let me add some splashes with just a gold mist. I'm using one from 13 Arts. But any gold mist will do, and I am, as usual, not using it like with the spray function, but I'm using it to make some random splatters, and of course I'm splattering all over my desk as well, but that's fine. Okay. Now I am going to take a paper towel to clean this off. And while this is drying, I think we can go ahead and adhere our flowers. So, is my glue hot enough yet? Yeah, this. So I am just adding a little like dot of glue and trying to be quick here until it dries. Because the hot glue it dries quite fast, so just make sure you are quite quick with this. And this one up there. Really pretty, I think. Tell me what you guys think about those, adding those flowers. Here, and this blue one, and the blue one here. Okay, right. And now I think we can finally close them, close our envelopes and attach them to our ephemera folio base. So again, this one is going to flip like this, so I want it open on this side, so it's going to be comfortable to take things out. So I don't need this. I'm going to use some double-sided tape to close this. Yeah. And then I'm also going to close this side. So let me take a piece of tape and attach it here. So maybe I should have said it in the beginning, but Sandy, if you would like to have a surprise of what I'm going to send you, I'd probably skip this video and a couple of next ones. But again, this is not all that I have in mind for you, so there will be more that is going to be a surprise. And this one is going to flip like this. I want the pocket to be here, so I am going to glue the side. And I will show you guys how I'm going to attach them. Attach those pockets to the ephemera folio. Okay, I love this. So where's my book page? Here it is. So normally the easiest way to attach your flips would be you have the envelope flap, you overlap it like this over the edge of the page, and then it just flips like this, and it's awesome. But because I want to leave this page intact and not cover it with anything, I'm not going to do it because of course then we would have this not really attractive, thing here. I'm just going to glue this here and then this here, and when it flips, you guys, it's going to look like this, and then this on this page we can easily cover up with something, which we will do. Okay, so again going with double-sided tape here. Whoops. Okay guys, that's a good example. So as usual, mistakes happen, but it's a very good example because if you are not using an envelope to make your flap and you don't have the flap, you see I've glued mine down. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's not a big deal because for this one we are going to make our own flap, and it's a very nice way to attach. Let me just glue it first. To attach cards and ephemera pieces that don't have the flap like the envelopes do. So what I'm going to use for this is I'm going to use, let me see, a piece of cardstock. Piece of cardstock, maybe one that I don't particularly love. Okay, I don't really care for this one too much. So I am going to make a measure how tall my envelope is, and my flap is going to be slightly shorter, so my envelope, I'm going to make it like maybe a 1/4 inch shorter on the top and the bottom. So in my case it's going to be 15 centimeters. So first I'm going to cut this. Oops. Cut this at 15 centimeters. That's how tall my flap is going to be. And then let me see. I would like one part of the flap maybe to be 2 centimeters. Yeah, I think that should be enough. So I'm going to cut my piece at 4 centimeters width. So about, what is it, 1.5 inches. I think that would be absolutely enough. Happy accidents, you guys. I wanted to share this with you for a while, just in case something like this happens, or you are trying to make a flip with something that does not have an envelope flap. So now I am folding my piece in half. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to be covering it up on both here and here. Now, see how this is going to be. So we are going to have one part of it glued to our envelope, the other part glued here, and this is going to flip like this, and both this and this will be covered up, so it doesn't really matter what you use. I'm just making sure here with my fingernails that this is folded nicely. Okay, so let me put double-sided tape on both sides here, and I think I will reinforce it a little bit with wet glue, just to be on the safe side. So I'm first going with this side, okay. And just a bit of wet glue. Okay, so we want it here. And you guys go as close to the edge as you can without going too over the edge, I would say. And I think I want it here, or maybe, yeah, just down here. So then I'm taking this one, and adding this wet glue also makes it like easier to position, because again you can move it around a little bit. And this time I'm going to thin the layer of the glue to make it thinner with my finger, just to make sure it doesn't sip through the book page here. And then I'm carefully going to position my pocket where I want it. And now we can go over it here and make sure it's stuck down pretty well. Okay, you guys, so I think we will finish it here. So today we've made 2 flip out pockets for our ephemera folio. So we have it like this and like this, and tomorrow I believe we are going to cover these with something and maybe even make some pockets for those 2. And also we are going to collage or cover the book page and those flaps with something and make some pockets here. I want it to be like an irregular set of pockets, so a pocket here, here, you know, some really fun things, so that when Sandy gets it, she can like discover all the different things that are tucked into those pockets. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed these creating these little flip out pockets with me. And yeah, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and we will craft a little bit more tomorrow. Bye guys.